It's Jazz on FM 88.5 KSBR. Esmeralda Olamendi, and I'm here speaking with Quattro. They will be performing at Spaghettini's in Seal Beach this Friday, July 29th at 7:30 as well as 9:15. And they are composed of four amigos: Giovanna Clayton on the cello, Lisa Donglinger on the violin, acoustic guitar, the sounds of Keita Matsuno, and on percussion is George Villanueva. Well, thank you guys and for taking your time to speak with KSBR today.
We're happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
Exciting.
So, while listening to your music, one has to be pleasantly overwhelmed with all types of instruments and styles. So how could you describe the sound of Quattro to your listeners?
Wow, we have really three distinct styles, which keeps everybody really interested in a concert. We have classical crossover, where we take classical music and change it and make it a lot more modern and hip. And we have original jazz compositions, and we also have Latin pop music. So there's really something for everyone to keep them moving.
Wow. And so how did all of you come together then as a group if you have such different styles?
Well, our original meeting, I hosted a fundraiser, this is Giovanna speaking, at my house and invited Keita and Lisa to come and play. And we just did a couple of tunes, one of each one of ours, and after the little performance, we were just all three of us were just really excited about what came out of this trio, and we really were missing a percussionist. We tried to get somebody for that night and weren't able to, but all three of us kept talking about how amazing the feeling was and the sound was, and we said, let's do something with this. And a whole year passed, actually, before Keita gave me a phone call, and he's like, let's do this. And I said, you know what, yeah, let's do it. And so we set up a rehearsal, and that was the beginning of this snowball of just amazing, this amazing experience that's been happening. And Keita brought in Jorge. He said to me, I have this really awesome percussionist, I want to bring him in. And so we had, our first rehearsals, and it just gelled so well. And each one of us walked away saying, wow, this is so exciting. This is what we've all wanted in our own personal career, and then to be able to share it and just bring it all together in one group was the most amazing experience. And so since then, we booked our first gig, I think, a month after we had been together, and since then have done quite a few really amazing performances.
And when you come together to compose your music, who individually, do you just take control of your own instruments, or is it a mixture between communication?
Basically, we kind of like a response. We're kind of responsible for each fortes per se. I kind of take care of like jazz part of I choose some songs from like a Chick Corea and Pat Metheny, or like my original composition was also kind of jazz oriented. And definitely Lisa is an amazing violinist. She takes care of like choosing the classical crossovers. Like she chooses a lot of different repertoire from Vivaldi and Chrysler. And Jorge and Giovanna, they write amazing pop songs. And they definitely have like a Latin influence. So like we're just going to fit like a lot of different things. So each genre, we just like individually, we kind of take responsibility to it.
The cool thing about it is that as we each present the tune that we want to arrange for the group, everybody else has a little bit of input into the tune, which molds it into what we call the Quattro fusion.
Quattro sound.
The Quattro sound, exactly.
And it's cool because when you come to our concert, you really could never hear anything that we do anywhere else. Everything's original and unique to our group, so it makes it a really special experience.
And on one of your songs, Solstice, it does take you through, I feel, a magical journey. And then, George, you don't even need drums really when in that the last bit when you break it down with the box-like instrument. What is that called?
Cajon.
The cajon.
It's a Peruvian box, and it's two types of cajon. One's they use from Spain for the flamenco, and this is a Peruvian one. So, and the difference is that one doesn't have snares inside. But yeah, it's just a box, with a thin wall of wood in the front and a hole in the back, and it just creates the low and the high frequencies like the kick and the snare. So so what I'm doing is pretty much doing kind of a drum set, but as a percussionist mentality. I have the low and the highs with the kick and snare, and I have the hi-hats, cymbals, and then I orchestrate a little bit with different colors of toys and percussion, things like that.
Really unique what Jorge does. I don't think any other percussionist or drummer actually does a set exactly like him, so it's pretty cool to watch.
And you play a darbuka too, right?
Oh, yeah, and I have like Middle East, like a Turkish drum, and then I have bongos. I try to incorporate as much as, unique, different percussion. I use the bowl and cymbals and didgeridoo, Australian.
A lot of different countries.
Yeah. But so that's a good thing about this band that
just like that.
Yeah, it's all over the world, and we mix everything together. So that's why it's
exactly.
But yeah, to answer your question, it's a box.
Well, I'm going to give you a preview of one of their wonderful songs, very uplifting. And here is Silky on FM 88.5 KSBR. And get your dancing shoes ready, because here is another one from Quattro on FM 88.5 KSBR.
Color café, sirena cantando de amor y fe. Me cautivó el corazón cantando su canción, tocando sus cuerdas la resoldó, así sonó. La 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 la, la 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 la. Baila conmigo, baila conmigo. Baila conmigo, dance with me. Y esa nena canta, baila conmigo, baila conmigo, baila conmigo, dance with me. Beautiful girl, put you in a trance. A siren serenading, captivate you with her glance. She touched my heart and soul, the sound of her violin. Her voice was a thread of gold, listen to her sing. La 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 la, la 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 la. Baila conmigo, baila conmigo, baila conmigo. Baila conmigo, baila conmigo, baila conmigo, dance with me. Quiero verte bailar, quiero verte gozar. Mueve la cadera, mueve la cintura. Vamos mami, vamos papi, vamos a bailar. Baila conmigo, quiero verte gozar. Ja. Baila conmigo, baila conmigo, baila conmigo. Dance with me. Y esa nena canta, baila conmigo, baila conmigo. Baila conmigo, dance with me.
From Saddleback Studios in Mission Viejo, you were enjoying Jazz on FM 88.5 KSBR. That was Quattro with Baila. And if you enjoyed that, well, Spaghettini's in Seal Beach, they'll be there this Friday the 29th. For 7:30 and a 9:15 show. Well, I am definitely ready for more music. Now, what can a fan expect to see at one of your shows?
Well, I think they can see a lot of energy. A lot of the music that we do is very upbeat. Doesn't even depend on the genre. Even the classical stuff is very fast. We do have some slow numbers, but a lot of things to make you move. And you're really going to find something for everyone. We performed for audiences from symphony goers to school kids in high school and younger, and they all find something really exciting and fun and creative in the music. So a lot of energy, a lot of fun.
What we're trying to do is like combining the jazz listeners, pop listeners, and classical listeners. I mean, I feel like, everything is, it's all music, but it seems to me like it's very segregated. So like people, certain type of people like just listen to certain type of music. So my intention for this particular gig is bringing.
Well, I mean, I think you were on. I mean, bringing different genres together into one. So you don't have to go to just the symphony or to the jazz club or to the pop club. You can come to one venue and get a taste of all of it. And I think all of us. I don't think there's I don't think I've ever run into one person that only listens to one type of music. And so I think it's human nature to be moved by different things. Some people are moved by rhythm. Some people are moved by harmony. Some people are moved by lyrics. And you'll get it all in a Quattro show.
And that's what was really nice to see is the response of the fans, that so many people, you had young children from older people who not just came for one direct something, but more of a feeling. And you definitely got that happiness with it. And so when you go into improvisation, do you do that, try to do it more instrumentally or vocally? Or is it just a mix of?
No, I think it's more instrumental.
Yeah, so far it's been more instrumental, for sure.
Yeah, I'm starting to try to spread my wings a little bit with a little bit more vocal, but definitely instrumental. And Jorge and Keita, I mean that's kind of what they do.
We put the streetness.
That's right.
We put the street.
Yeah, that's right. They dive in head first when somebody says improvise,
right.
And Lisa and I kind of.
We kind of like that. This is the cool thing about like Quattro. Like we're just like pushing the envelope. Lisa pushes to like a place in like a really classical, like intricate little line or something. Then I'll just push back, to her like just do this full bars, just do the improvisation. This is all you.
The interesting thing about this group, as you already know, it's different styles of music. But more than that, more than the styles, because it's more the sincereness of each one of us and how to interpret it as a group. And that's how it is. That's pretty much how we move, and we attract people is by the sincereness of each other and how do we interpret into the songs. Because, styles, anyone can play different styles and put it together. But more than that, it's just that it goes beyond that. It's more like the sincereness and the truthness of behind the history of each song. That's what it is.
It's a delicate thing, and for me specifically, Giovanna speaking again, because as I've said this probably at every show, and the members know this, and anybody that knows me knows that this is, for me, a total dream come true. And so it's a very tender thing, and so with that, each member, I think I speak for all of us when we all say this is really, truly something that we've dreamt of since we started playing our instruments, and to be able to share that and open up with each other about it and be accepted and supported, it's an incredible feeling. So. And
like in the jazz world, like there are a lot of like a solo artists, and like Jack Gaines is one of them, like an amazing saxophone player, and like we're the back band, like a backing up. But there are not too many like groups in the scene. Like I guess a foreplay is definitely like one of them. Like I love them, and back in the day, Crusaders were amazing. But it's something about the band thing. Like four of us, like we equally put input and ideas together, and it's not about Giovanna, it's not about Lisa, it's not about Keita, it's not about Jorge, it's about Quattro. It's all communication, and it's all like a teamwork is the music. So that's definitely a difference.
Okay. And with your music in the future, do you plan on continuing what you have or making more music?
Yes.
Yeah, we've already got a bunch of tunes. Every rehearsal we talk about arranging, but we're trying to stay pretty focused for a few concerts in a row at least. But we've already got a bunch of stuff in the back burner, just kind of chomping its bit, ready to get it out there.
You may laugh, but we definitely want to go for the Grammys.
I'd love a Grammy.
Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah, we said Hollywood Bowl if you're listening.
We're really serious about this.
Oh, when you hear those sounds, they complement each other so great, especially on your track, Fusion. It seems wild and fast and exciting. How did that one come about?
Well, with Fusion, that's something I started doing actually, this is Lisa, before this group. I used to play it on electric violin, and it was more of a techno arrangement. And, when I brought it to this group, we changed it so much more and changed the harmonies and changed the rhythm feel, adding the percussion. and made it into something really special. Started out as Vivaldi's third movement from the summer Four Seasons, and now it's just fusion, something completely different than you've ever heard before.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, they are a mix of fresh jazz, Latin favors, new classical, and heart. So Quattro will be performing at Spaghettini's in Seal Beach this Friday, July 29th. And if you need tickets, 562-596-2199 or spaghettini.com. Well, we do look forward to seeing you in the show, and thank you again for calling in.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we will leave you with one more tune from them. Get ready. This one is Fusion by Quattro, FM 88.5 KSBR. Jazz on FM 88.5 KSBR. I hope you enjoyed those tunes from Quattro. Such a group of talented artists. Lisa on the violin actually regularly tours with Celine Dion, and Mr. Matsuno on the guitar. Well, he is Joaquin Joyner's band as well as Keiko Matsui. They will be performing again this Friday at Spaghettini's for 2 shows. And if you enjoy their music, well, right now I do have a chance for you to win a copy of their DVD/CD. All you have to do is be the 4th caller to 582-5727. That's 949-582-5727 for a copy of Quattro CD/DVD. Well, I'm continuing the music. Here's one from a beautiful lady. Well, the phone's already ringing.